There it goes. Hi. All right. Well, good morning to everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm still pulling some things together. And I'm thanking God for all of you. I'm thanking God for how we're all on here together. And it's another Sunday morning that the Lord has brought us and kept us. As you're joining with me right now, I'm so grateful. And I'm sharing this page with people just as you are. I pray. Yeah, I'm a little behind schedule right here. But nevertheless, I am grateful that God has us on here together. So good morning to you, Emily McElwain, Betty Smith, Corinne Green, Jill Tolliver, Wasija Bell. Good morning. Good morning to all of those on YouTube. Aljetta Broughton, Pamela Rouse, Tracy Jordan, Evelyn Dingle, and all of those that are joining behind the scenes there. Good morning to our junior producer, Jordan, today, who's on with us this morning. I'm grateful for him being on. There's a lot that God is doing, and he's preparing us for things in this earth. I'm ready for it. It's October the 5th. To all those October babies, happy birthday to you. I am so grateful that you, God has called and he has chosen to do such a great work in this earth. I'm excited that it's Communion Sunday at the church. Yes, it's communion. I have been waiting on this. It's also the beginning of the Shift Conference over at in Birmingham, Alabama. They are getting ready for that conference today. I mean, they are in gear. I know they are. I'm just dropping things, but it's okay. Everything is working. It's going to be a wonderful time in Birmingham. I leave to go there tonight after I finish at the church. I'm so glad I could be at my home church for this communion, and that's how important it is to me. And I want you all that are a part of the Reaching Out for Jesus Christian Center, friends of the Reaching Out for Jesus Christian Center, and you can be there for this great communion. I just believe God is going to do something supernatural, and I'm not going to stop it. Stop believing. That's what he promised me. That's what it's about. And the more you know about it, good morning, Vera Reed, Pat Hawkins, good morning to you. Miss Pat, Kathy Grates, good morning to you. And those of you that are joining us, you can join us at 11 a.m. On live, and we're going to be having service that you can join in that way. But those of you that could be in service, be there. Be there. I heard a lot of people just say, oh my God, I just, I know I'm making it my business. You see, I could be in Birmingham right now, preparing to go for the service. But I am here because God has me here for a reason. And I must be able to complete the assignment. It's about the assignment. Now, listen, there's no place I would rather be to be in Birmingham at this shift conference that starts tonight at 7 p.m. I'm telling you, under the leadership of that great apostle, Stephen Davis. But I have to be here before I can get there. And I leave right after service, and I don't know if I'll make it there in time. But I'm sure I'm going to do my best to get there to catch a little bit of it. But if I don't, you can rest assured I'll be there first thing bright and early tomorrow morning for the opening of the first seminar. Hello, somebody. Okay? So I want you to understand that. Then I want all of you to get ready. There's some things. Hey, Betty Carter, I didn't get to do my thing. Betty Carter for Auntie. And trust me, God is getting ready to work some things for you. I know it. I've been praying for you. Okay? And here's for Sharon Fritz and T. Bountiful in Salt Lake City, Utah. I got to get that in there. I'm telling you, I feel real good. It wasn't like that when I first got it. It was a wrestle in my spirit throughout the night because I'm determined that God's going to do what he said he's going to do. Now, I want to talk about the seed that speaks, people, the seed that speaks. The seed that speaks on this October 5th, the first Sunday of the month of October, this 10th month, which represents wholeness. I want you to don't forget to pray for Bishop Leapart, who is in Guyana. I think that's what it is, Ghana or Guyana? Ghana. He's in Africa, let me just say that. And he's going to be speaking. And I want God to use him mightily today because God knows I've been praying for him. I tell you, there's something God is manifesting in this place. Of course, there's some things he's manifesting to those of us that are disobedient as well as those that are obedient. I want to stick with those who are obedient right now. He said, do not doubt what I've said to you. That's right. I got to keep that in mind. So let's look at this from however God wants to do it. I'm trying to stay cool right here. He said, let that seed speak that you have, that seed that you're planting of yourself, that tithe that you're giving, and this part of release that God has given us. Ooh, let me just calm down a little bit. I tell you, Cedric Brown, I tell you, God is on your side. There are people I pray for all the time, and you're one of them. I never forget about you, ever, ever. Beverly Davis, good morning. I pray this is Mother Davis's daughter. I hope I got that right. A good morning to you, and we are praying for you also. I don't forget. Angela Carr, good morning to you. Okay, so listen, there's a shift that's going on. And because the seed that you let speak becomes a voice, and the tithe becomes your testimony, and remembrance births movement, this Hebrew year of 5786 is a year of divine establishment, covenant order, and generational release. And I wanted to say that so bad to some people today, that there are people who have left stuff in you that have been generational release from you to the next generation. How about Kenneth? Keep it together. All right. All right. Thank you, Lord. He's helping me to keep this together. So this is the time of divine establishment, covenant order, and generational release. So we know how we've held the bread, and that's what I'm looking forward to. We know what we drank from the cup, and you remember the sacrifice that Christ has made on the cross. But now it's time to respond. We're going beyond the table. Oh, God, saints of the living God. You know, I'm sharing this with you because communion is more than just a first Sunday. And even when we take it daily, it's different when you understand the power of the communion, when you understand that you're going beyond the table. And I do believe that those of you, good, Beverly Davis, that you're going to understand that what your mother placed inside of you was for the next generation and the next generation after that. And I pray that the video that was sent encouraged you and your family. That's what I hope it really did. Okay, but the difference is that you have already held the bread, and that was good. You've already drank of the cup, and that was good. And you remembered the sacrifice that he made on the cross, and that was good. But now it's time to respond, because remembrance without release is religion and just tradition. Remembrance without release is just religion and tradition. I know Cedric loved that. Okay, it's just tradition. I go every Sunday, first Sunday, and I take of the cup, and I remember, and I'm grateful. But there's something that happens beyond the table, because remember, there was a table before the cross. The tables were prepared us for what was going to happen beyond that table. Oh, God. And so communion without commission is comfort. And so, but when the table meets the altar, the seed begins to speak. And that's what happened when he went to the cross and it all came together. The seed began to speak, him being the first fruit. This is not just giving, people. This is governing, not just sowing, but sending. Your tithe is not a transaction, it's a testimony. And when we begin to see the difference in even how we deal with that, it's going to open up a whole lot of windows in our lives that we never would understand before. That's why you don't hear me coming back to that point of how people beat us over the head. Oh, you're going to be cursed with a curse. Now, I understand all of that is very true. But there is something that happens when you go beyond the table and understand the power of communion and how he sent I call it the 10th of his firstborn. His first fruit was his son. And so therefore, he's saying, look, your tithe is not a transaction, it's a testimony. And your seed is not silent, it's a sound. I'm trying to stay calm right here. It speaks in rooms you haven't entered. It moves in timelines you haven't even touched. It transcends time. So let that seed speak. Let the tithe testify. Let the remembrance release movement. Because in 5786, which will take you on over into 2026, God is not just watching your worship, He's weighing your obedience, people. This is why we start with right here. By the time you cross into 2026, you're already in motion. And those of you all that have traveled with me from 5785, you knew by the time we crossed over to the Julian calendar of 2025, you were already in motion. You were already putting things together and you were a bit ahead. Now, if you were here during that time and that worked for you, please put in a number 10 because that meant you were a part of it and you were moving ahead of it. Amen. So this is the year of order. And it's not just order, divine order. This is the year of governmental rhythm. Oh my God. And this is the year where covenant carriers rise. That's those of us that keep the covenant where we're going to rise. And the seed becomes a voice that builds legacy. Oh God, I thank you. Thank you for that, Evelyn Dingle. She put her 10 in. Thank you, Frederica Brown, for your 10. Because if we put in there what truly happened when we started with this, you would see. Because in this year of 5786, God is restoring divine order. Yes, He is. And commissioning covenant builders. And the table of communion is not just a place of remembrance, but a portal of release, people. The altar of tithing is not placing a place of giving, it's a gateway of governance. I had to stop right there. I got to just hold up a little bit and just give God a little bit of praise. And if you don't mind, put your praise in there. Woo. And if we work together, I promise you, you're going to get through this. And that, as we always say, there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay? So when you eat, you remember. When you tithe, you testify. Because I remember as I give unto him and return unto him what is due unto him, he shall return back unto me what is due unto me. When you release, you activate movement. Okay, staying calm. Even releasing these words today is activating movement. Okay, this is the rhythm of covenant, people. It's got a rhythm. You heard me pray for caregivers this week, and I was praying that they would open up so they would receive the help that God has for them. You know, reach out to the different agencies to receive help and not try to take it all on themselves. Not feel like if they do, that means that they're weak, or feel like they failed in their duties to care. No, God is saying, I have resources for you. Utilize them. Oh God, I thank you. So remembrance births obedience, even in our everyday lives. That's what I want you to see, even in our everyday lives, to our young men and women who are going to school, obedience to finish their cycles in school, do the work, put in the time. You know what I'm saying? So they can get to the next grade. For those that are going from one grade to the next, that they may finish up their semesters, that they may get the grants, they can get their college education. This works in every area of their lives if they apply this correctly. It's not just for the heavenly minded, it's for those who are obedient to say, God, here I am. I present myself as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto you. Yes, Lord. That's where it starts at. Obedience releases movement. Because when we're obedient, we walk and we release the movement of Christ. And movement multiplies legacy. So 5786, my people, is not just a number. It's a summons. A call to walk in divine deliverance. To let your seed speak louder than your silence. to let your tithe testify beyond your timeline, to let your remembrance release supernatural movement. I have to just break right there and say, God, I love you. Whoo. I'm not going to ever stop believing God. I understood when it said your tithe testifies beyond your timeline. Why? Because he said, I'll bless your seed, and the seed after that seed, just about 10 generations out. That's a covenant promise. The seed testifies. The moment your tithe testifies generations out. Okay. I'm calm, people. I'm calm. So 1 Corinthians 11 and 26 says, as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you proclaim the Lord's death. Malachi 3, 10 and 11 says, bring the whole tithe. See if I will not open up the windows of heaven. Oh, God. Genesis 8 and 22, seed time and harvest shall now not cease. These are the promises of God. Your seed is going to always speak, and your tithe will always testify. Oh, Lord have mercy. Hebrews 7 verse 8 says, here mortal men receive tithe, but there he receives them. Psalms 112 verses 1 through 3 says, his descendants will be mighty, wealthy, riches are in his house. So I want you to take the time for a minute, and I want you to think about what God is about to do for you today. Excuse me. About what he's about to do and how he's about to turn the tables. And I don't care how many times you've fallen short on your tithing and you're seeding unto the Lord. Today is a brand new day. And that's why I talk to people. I said, today is a brand new day. If you're sincere, God is sincerer. Ooh. Ooh. That's what's happening. Eat with reverence, receive the covenant, release with fire, respond with obedience. When I was sharing with people about reaching out for help, going to different agencies, seeing what you can get to help you during this time of being in transition, of being a caregiver, there's a reason. God wants to help you because the enemy wants to drag you down the road and bring you to a place of tiredness, overwhelmedness. And when you get overwhelmed, make you feel like you're not doing a good enough job. And then frustration comes in. And when frustration comes in, guess what? There's a little bit of anger that seeps in. And then you can't do what you're supposed to do properly. Oh, and you want to walk with rhythm. Build what lasts. You're not just building to build. You're building what lasts. Oh, God, I got to stay calm. It's just too much happening for me. So when he's speaking to us, whew, oh, God. I'm just, whoo, you know, you just don't know. You just don't know. You know, I'm just, I want you to just start praising God right now. Just start putting your hashtags in. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, God. Just start putting your hashtags of praise in right now because it's very important. Just start doing it. Just go ahead. Oh, God. My God. I'm just done. I'm just done, people. I'm just done because God is showing out right now. Oh, God, he is doing it. And I just want you to take the time to do it. Woo. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh. Oh, I just don't want you to miss what God is doing. Because you all need to know that you got something powerful in your hands. I just believe God for you. I'm just believing because I'm believing it for myself. Why not us? Why not you and I? Put those hashtags and those emojis, those hearts. Ooh. Oh God. I'm just done right here because I just feel His presence, and I'm looking for something to go because I have something that the Lord gave me. Because I want you to understand it before you leave here today. When we come back, and I'm going to do the broadcast while I'm away. Because I don't know what God is going to do while we're there. And I'm just making sure I find it because I want to make sure you have all of this. Oh God, I thank Him. I thank Him. So how we want to watch what He does, especially in this year of 5786 of the new Jewish calendar year, the Hebrew calendar year, that makes a difference. Oh my God. So if we talk about this seed, the voice of the seed, and how heaven hears what's released, again, the year of divine order, covenant established, the covenant established, and supernatural response, we have to watch our words and what we speak, because what we speak shapes what we see. That's what the Lord said. That's how powerful things are going with you and what God is doing in your life. And I'm watching it come to pass. So again, you thought it was quiet. You thought it was small. You thought it was just a tithe. You thought just a tenth, just a gesture, but heaven heard it. That's where I was looking. I had taken time with this, and I had to find it, y'all. You know how you write things, and you be like, wait a minute. And I'm like, wait a minute. I had this piece. It was so important to me. And so, again, you thought it was quiet. You thought it was a small gesture. You thought it was just a tithe, a tenth, a gesture. I want you to understand that's all you thought you were doing, some of us. But heaven heard it. Heaven heard this, okay? Because the seed was a sound. Obedience has an echo, people. Let me drink some of this because I can feel myself going into something right here. Let me ring the bell on you to wake up. Come on, get yourself together. What is going on with you? Why you keep playing games? When you understand the power, what's behind what you're doing, it makes a difference. And you stop hanging out with these people that's telling you, oh, baby, I wouldn't do that if I was you. Honey, ain't nothing to it. All they want to do is this. But when you understand the supernatural power that comes from behind it, you eliminate these extra voices in your ears. I'm sharing this with you because I know it. I was not always the preacher, okay? Let me make that clear. I was not always the pastor, and I was the pew member also. And I sat amongst those who said some words that was horrible about the church. And you know, we know the words. And what we think about this, and I won't be doing this, honey, because I just ain't. But it was there every Sunday, every Tuesday to get a word, glad to be picked out in the audience, glad to be prayed for. Oh, they had a condition. They had all of that, but they would never give God what was due unto him. And when they got blessed, whether they had a case that came through, I ain't gonna go into all the other things that they had that was going on, but they never gave God anything. I'm talking right, and I know it. You ain't got to help me say it. I'm gonna tell you to your face. I know I'm talking right. And then when you sit there amongst that, you can pick up that same spirit. But when you learn that you're not just doing it as a gesture, heaven hears. And it echoes because the seed has a sound, not to man, but to God. Because obedience has an echo. Oh, God, help me right here. I want somebody to scream with me. Heaven, obedience has an echo, and sacrifice has a volume. Thank you, Alan. Somebody said, talk, Pastor. Oh, God. Is there anybody else on here with me that got this? You really can feel this. The moment you release it, heaven records it. Angels respond to it, and it's the truth. And atmospheres shift because of it. It's the truth. Oh, God. Your seed speaks in the language of trust. It testifies in the dialect of dominion. It cries out in the voice of legacy. So don't hold back, people. Don't hold back. Don't second guess what God is speaking to you. Don't silence the sound of surrender. And so many of us have done that. I know. And sometimes it's hard to get back to that place because we've lost the trust. We're so busy looking at the man, we forgot the trust is not in the man, the trust is in God. And when I say that, I remember, that's why I like the old saints of old. They would tell me, I don't care what they do. I did what I did from the heart for God. Now, if they jack it up, they got to have to give an account of that. But God's going to bless me. And unless he tell me differently, I'll do what I'm supposed to do. Now, I don't know how many people had that kind of training, but I did. And the old saints would sit down and talk to me because they saw that people were around me that were trying to deafen my ears to what God was doing. And they would say it. They wouldn't tell me, don't hang around them people. They're no good. They would just say, when God speaks to you, son, do what he says. Don't let other voices come in and flood your ears. Ooh, they had the wisdom. And what happened was when people would go to speak, and I said, no, I didn't go. I ain't listening to you. I just said, no, let me just clear that out of my ears. Because as God was blessing me for doing it, I would come back and say, you know what? I made sure that I gave what God gave unto, I did what the Lord gave me to do. I gave that time. I'm telling you, and I'm testifying. I really didn't know I was going to get to do it, but I was faithful to it. And he showed me this, and they would start closing me down. And I didn't know because what I was testifying about was what they had. Listen, I was the living testimony of what God was supposed to do for them, but they didn't trust God with it. Whoo! And so, you don't silence the sound of surrender. Surrender is the greatest thing when you surrender unto God. I want to make that clear. When you're surrendering unto God. Because even some things you'll go like, oh God, I don't know. He'll correct you. He'll give you in your spirit what it is. Oh God. So let the seed speak, my people. Let the tithe testify. Let the heavens hear your honor. Because when you give back unto the Lord what is due unto him, you're honoring him. And respond with movement. That's why I'm ready for church today. And I know that when the enemy comes in and says, oh, don't worry about it. You did all of this. What's going to happen? Don't make a difference. I already came myself ready. See, I'm ready. That's what you got to do when you go to church today. Some of you said, I want to go to church and have a good time in communion. Nobody may get happy. They may sing the songs and clap their hand and click another thing, and then they're going home. They don't rush through it, but don't you worry. You got it. That's all I want to say. Because heaven responds to what you release, people. Let me just get through this because I want to make sure you get it. If you're being blessed, put a number 12 in because that means new order is coming to your house. Yes, sir. You know, the more I get into this, the more I'm blessed. And I thank you all. I thank God for you. I thank God for you because you all make me study. Woo! Because y'all ain't no Mary Had a Little Lamb people. My God, my God. Good God. Now, in this Hebrew year of 5786, you're going to hear me talk about it because you thought I wasn't going to get there, but I got there. God is not watching your just watching your worship. He's weighing your obedience, people. That's mine too. And the seed you release is not silent. It speaks, it testifies, and guess what? It travels. Heaven responds to the sound. And your tithe, your offering, your act of surrender, it carries a frequency that moves angels, opens windows, and rebukes the devourer. Did I hit that up correct? Go ahead, boy. Preach. Well, teach. And so that's what heaven responds to. Oh, God. I think I saw Reggie Regulus on here. Good morning to you, and I'm praying for you and Mother Regulus. I just want you to know that. You're not just giving, you're governing. You're not just sowing, you're sending. And the altar of release is not just a place of transaction, it's a place of testimony. Oh, God. Hey there, Minister Bonds. Play until you can't play no more. Oh, Genesis 4:10. You know, I got to have my scriptures, you know. The voice of your brother's blood cries out from the ground. That, you know, that happened with, oh God, it'll come back and left. I'll come back to it. But Malachi 3:10 and 11 says, bring the whole tithe, see if I will not open up the windows of heaven. Hebrews 7 verse 8 says, here mortal men receive tithe, but there he receives them. Psalms 20 verse 3 verse 4 says, he remembers all your offerings and accepts your burnt sacrifice. God is doing something here. It moves even now. So when we get to this place, whew, it makes a difference. So we ought to be able to say, look here, look, I release my seed with faith. That's what I want to tell God. I release it with faith. I let it speak louder than my fear. Yeah, I'm letting my faith speak louder than fear. I need to let it testify of my trust in you and let it echo in heaven and shift the earth. I sow not just for provision, people, but for purpose. Yeah, and I want my obedience to be heard in his courts. That's where I'm going with it. What is he saying to us as we release this sound, as we come to the table and go beyond, God, and go beyond, and go beyond, and go beyond, and go beyond, and go beyond? It makes a big difference. Yeah, I think sometimes I always tell the Lord, I say, yeah, some of these pastors need to send a great offering here because I'm helping their members to understand the power of what it is to sit at the altar of redemption. Come to the table, where it's been spread so they can, where the feast of the Lord is going on. A place of repentance and surrender. A place of presentation to accept their assignments. Oh yeah, because I made a vow to the Lord and I won't take it back, that their people will always, what I say you're going to be, because you're certainly not going to be a liability, an asset. That's right. An asset to the ministry. That's all it is, to make sure you're an asset to what God has placed you at. And your people are an asset to you, and you're an asset to the kingdom of God. Yeah, this is why God is moving in us, to build the kingdom and expand it. Yeah, I said it. I don't have no problem. Hello. Trying to take no members. I don't need that. I need your people to grow and be an expansion of your kingdom. That God is using you to build the kingdom. The kingdom. The place that God has given you, the sphere of influence that you have in your community to help build and expand the kingdom in that area. That there's a connection. Because all we're doing is connecting even right here. Woo! And I want to thank you, Mims, Elder Mims, that picture you have of you and your son, that lifted my spirit. I saw it. I was so glad to see him. Thank you. That was a picture, and it was on, I saw it on Facebook. I was just grateful for it. It just lifted my spirit. But our faith takes us places. It was Bishop Mary that had a song out years ago that said, "My faith is taking me somewhere." I played that. It was an album then. I played it until it turned white because my faith is taking me somewhere that I would have never gone had I not had the faith to believe. Yet I was sitting in one place, but my faith took me where I could not go and reached places that I could not touch with my natural being. But in the spirit, it did all that it was set out to do. I'm sharing that with you. You know, it's so important. It's so important. You know, I'm always taken back. You hear me testify about things that happen when I've gone different places. You know, Vera and her sister always, when they see me, they're always doing something nice. They'll take me out to lunch or something, and I'll be so grateful for that. You know, because people think that you're so high and mighty. I am so grateful when people just say, "How are you?" And they'll say, "Can I take a picture?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "Do you know me?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "Then take one like you know me." They take it. I said, "Why are you gonna ask for a picture and take it like you don't know me? And you've been watching and we've been talking by way of broadcast." Why? Because the obedience speaks. It echoes. When I went that time to New Birth, and I'll never forget this, Cedric and his boys made that chicken livers, rice, and chicken livers. And you know he's a stone cook, y'all. I think he probably went off by now, but when he come back on, he'll hear me say it. He's a stone cook. That brother can burn some pans, and I mean burn, not burn them up, burn, cook. I came to the hotel. We was in the lobby, in the kitchen, in the where you eat at, eating up, and it was my last day, and I used to get so upset. I went to Sumter, and I had talked about it so much in Sumter. Bishop Gibson had a young lady said she made them. I ate a half a pan on my way to the airport because I said, "Why did she give it to me the last day?" Because it was on my way to the airport. I couldn't take it on the plane with me, but I ate over half of that pan right there because I wanted her to know I appreciated what she did. Now, when I got on that plane, I was full to the gill, and them gizzards was trying to come up. I said, "Lord, let me get through this whole entire deal." But I was appreciative. Why am I saying that? Because whenever you honor God with your best, He's always going to honor you back. Oh, God. Oh, there he is. He's on. He said, "I'm here. You know you a stone cook, brother." And so people don't think the little things that happen, the things that you do, the attempt that you make to be obedient unto God, it always reaps a reward. Yeah. We know we're not perfect. And I always tell people, when you tell me that you're in a perfect church or you're the perfect one, I'll excuse myself. I don't say that you need to go. It's obvious that you said it's perfect where you are. So I need to go because I don't want to mess up what you got going on. Because I know I'm not perfect, but I'm striving unto perfection. I press toward the mark. And I may miss it a couple of times, but I'm going to surely make sure I get back on course. And that's the type of people I like to be around. Those who are not afraid to say, "I'm pressing toward the mark. New heights I'm gaining every day. I'm pressing on. I'm pressing on. Woo! Toward my heavenly home." You know, a few more. Oh, I have to run. Yeah. Oh, you know, it was something when I could not. My dad had lost a sister, and the funeral was that Saturday, and Mother Davis' funeral was that Sunday, and outside of something in Columbia. And I really wanted to be there because this lady had really touched my heart more than people would ever know. And she was a fine woman, had the baddest hats, and she knew how to wear her hair. You know, I want you to know that. And she had herself together. And when she coming out to see it, I always said I wanted to come to where she was at, and I really wanted to be a part of that. But just to see that what she had accomplished, all the things that she had done, God touched me again, all over again. I got quickened just like that because I hope and pray that my life will speak volumes like her life spoke, even in her going home to be with the Lord. I'm sharing that with you. That's how powerful it should be for us. That when I leave this earth, I've left such an impact and a legacy that people are quickened by the Holy Ghost of the power of God that still rests in my testimony and in the works that I've done. May the works I've done speak for me. No, God, I thank you. I got to say that with some power. My God, my God. There's something that God is doing right now. What have you held back? What have you stopped God from echoing, the seed that you have from echoing in the heavens chambers? What sound is my seed releasing in heaven? Where have I withheld what God is waiting to hear? I know we don't want to tell the truth, but I'm going to give you a chance to do that on your own because you need to have that conversation. Whew. What testimony do I want my tithe to carry? Hey, 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 hey. And you tell me I'm not ready for communion today? Look, I have made up my mind. I always tell people this. When you have a made up mind, you don't care but 10 people come because you already know what's going to happen. Because those 10 will bring in 1 million, and I don't mean dollars, I'm talking about 1 million angels of blessings because they have a right mind, a right spirit, and they're on one accord. Ooh, yes, Lord, I feel that thing in my spirit. I got to do this for somebody. This blessed me, if you see. I was so blessed, yes, Lord. Somebody's heart was touched. And I got a mic. I had to just show it for that moment. Because I was a blessing. See, I thank God just for the little things. I don't want to cry. This bell, you hear me ring it, and I ring it not only because it was a bell that I asked for, but it was a gift that somebody gave me to say, I heard you when you said, if I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning. I can't help it. See, you see, when God gives you something, it echoes. It echoes. You never know how it's coming back. You never know. I got things, women warriors, from, they would say, you always pushing people's stuff. Well, you need to push yours. No, I'm not talking about those who are just saying it to be mean. No, I'm talking about people that you need to do something for yourself. I said, no, but these are people that just sent me stuff. They're not trying to get over with me. They're glad that I do it, but I'm grateful for their books. I know their books are going to bless people, because if I didn't think it was going to bless nobody, I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to say nothing about it. You got something. What are you allowing the enemy to rob you of? You'll take your voice in, your seed to plant that book, to write that book. You are the first seed. Plant you. Some days I see Cedric, he'll come on and have that music going, hear the pots going. I'm like, look at this dude. I almost, sometimes the way he cooks, it's almost like I can smell it through the video. Because I'm such a foodie. When I ask people, I say, you know what, y'all need to get the cup. Don't forget to breathe. And they'll look, I always tell you that, just get it. I take it all the time. It reminds me, I need to breathe. Remember, things that's going to be around me to keep me going. I use everything I can to build an environment that's going to keep me moving. And you have to do the same thing, people. You have to do the same thing. Today, I'm believing that when we get through this week, we're going to come back after we come back from the trip down there for the shift, which is tonight, Monday, and Tuesday. Woo! I believe when we come back, something's going to blow my mind. God's going to give me some new things and encourage my life and all of that. I'm not just going to witness what God is doing. I'm going to receive and be a partaker of what God is preparing for the legacy for my own life. And I believe I'm coming back with something great. And so I believe all of you that are going to attend that, you're going to be the same. Now, I think he said the registration is free. I think that's what he said. Somebody need to correct me if I'm saying that wrong. If you're on here from his church, please say that. But if you can get there, get there. It's worth the drive. Listen, I couldn't be there tonight, but I couldn't be there for the first part of it, but I will be there on Monday. I'll be there and there tonight. As soon as I finish communion, I'm going to get out, get ready to get that plane, and I'm hitting the road. I'll be in Birmingham. I'll be there, and I'm going to be able to do the broadcast from Birmingham. Thank God for the producers, and they're helping me, okay? But I'll be able to do it. I'm going to make sure God gets the glory. You never know what God is about to do. Some of you, please, please, please. Hey, Lady Law, she's on here today. Thank God for her. I'm telling you, God is using them for the law classes, and you don't want to miss that. I was on with Lady Chastity, earlier this week. She was going in. She did a beautiful broadcast, and so don't forget to tune into the laws. They have the laws for the law. Okay, they got something going that's really, really good. She and her husband, they just got finished with something this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Please let me know if that's correct. Okay, and thank you for that prayer, Mims. And I pray that all of you will just get ready, and we're gonna have a great day. We're gonna call it that sow day, whatever that day is. We're gonna just call it the day where we're gonna get everybody at one time. I'm gonna believe God. We all gonna sow at one time. One time. You can still sow today. You see on the bottom of your screen how to sow, and please do so. But I'm just believing God for great things. I'm looking forward to seeing people. I can't wait to see some of the people when I get back over to Sumter, because I was so glad to see Lady Chastity. She was getting it in. Whoa, she was teaching. And so I pray, and Lady Law and Dr. Law, the two doctors, Dr. Law, okay, they were moving it in. Law of life and leadership. That's right, I saw that. And so they got something going. You want to keep up with them, stay on their website to keep up with what they're doing. And Kenneth Law had his hand, he was just going in so nicely inviting people. Don't miss what God is doing with these people of God. They're giving out information that is rare. You think it's everywhere, but it's not, people. The churches are not giving out all they're supposed to give that you can live. They're still giving out stuff to keep you under control and in bondage. He said, I came that you might have life and have that life more abundantly, that you may be able to help others to be reconciled back to me, and that your families will live an abundant life. Oh, God. Take advantage of what people, these great leaders are doing. There are many more. I'm only naming a few, but there are many, many, many more people. Like I said, there are many more people that are doing things for the glory of God. And I have a list of people. You're going to hear me call names that you don't even know. But please pay attention. And that's why I said when I saw it come up, they have the law. That is so good. Oh, my God. So I'm looking forward to it. I am too, Bertha Session. You better know it. I'm looking forward to seeing you too when I come down there to it's no longer Pooler, Georgia. It's outside of Pooler, Georgia. But I'm looking forward to all of that too. I'm looking forward to all of that. I love you all also. I got to take time. They are somebody very special to me, and I need for you all to understand that. So I don't know what just is happening over here, but at any rate, I want you all to just know that God is on our side. I want you to be a part of this. We're going to end this broadcast today. Tell you, get up, wash your face, brush your teeth, rinse your mouth out. That's right. Comb your hair all the way out. And if you don't have none, shape your head up, make it look good. Go out there with your best look. Put your teeth in your mouth. You're going to go out today. And at least put your teeth in to put your lipstick on, all right, a little bit. Because when you don't have your lipstick on, you have no lips. And your lips are all up here by your nose and everything. You want to look better than that. Because Boaz ain't coming for that. Put your lipstick on right. And do your eyebrows right too, okay? And straighten your wig up, okay? I'm just trying to help somebody today. I'm getting ready to get off the broadcast. Listen, I'm trying to help somebody. You keep telling somebody you're trying to find somebody, and you almost had them till they saw that wig shift and go this way. The part is supposed to be right here, and it's going down here. Get yourself together. Clean your glasses, okay? Make sure your glasses are clean. I'm trying to help somebody today. It's about time to take time for yourself. I want to put that in there. Clean your glasses up. So at least when you clean them, you thought you had the right person. You look in there, you say, oh, no, that's not the one. I just wanted to make y'all laugh this morning. To give you a laugh this morning, but please have a great day. Look forward to seeing you at our 10:30 a.m. service. But those of you to get there, this may be viewing by way of Facebook and YouTube. It'll be at 11. So you have a blessed day on purpose, and I'll see you in the sanctuary. Bye for now.